Welcome back guys to another video on the channel. In this video I'm going to show you some of the best trading methods that helped me go from 1 million coins to 10 million coins. So a question you guys may be asking is, do you need 1 million coins to use any of these trading methods? And the simple answer is no. Of course, if you've got more coins, the more players you can buy, so you can make quicker coins. But if you've got less than 1 million coins, you can still use these trading methods. So the first trading method of the video is going to be special shadow, minimum 10,000, maximum price 15k, and maximum buy it now 10,000. And you will need footbin for this, guys, especially if you're trying to learn prices, because you'll need footbin on hand to try and snipe these cards. And this method is mainly for people who are struggling with the concept of winning cards on open bid. I get a lot of questions in my comment section: Ben, how do I win cards on open bid? I get outbid all the time. What can I do about this? And unfortunately, guys, it's just one of those things. I get outbid all the time. You just got to keep going and eventually, keep bidding on cards, and you will, of course, eventually win some cards. So you search that filter, and we're going to go to the 59th minute. So of course, guys, if you already have a knowledge of the market and knowledge of prices, then you may not need to look up on footbin to see a player's card. So I'm just going to show you an example, if you're new to this, what I would do. So of course, I'm just going to go to around about the 59th minute, and we're going to have a Laporte in a shadow. So what I would do, of course, I would have footbin on hand, and I would just see how much a Emerick Laporte goes for as a normal standard. So Emerick Laporte in a UCL card goes to around about 80,000 coins. So I could probably pick this card up. So I'm actually going to pick this card up just to see. And unfortunately, he did sell. So of course, over time, guys, you will gain a knowledge of player prices. So in the future, if Emerick Laporte comes up, I would then buy that card for 80,000 coins. So if you're trying to learn prices, just have a quick look at footbin and then snipe that card if it hasn't already been sniped. Moving on to the second variation of this method, guys, the filter is going to be special hunter, minimum price 10 to 50, maximum price 15k, and the maximum buy it now. We just adjusted it slightly, so just a couple of 10,000 underneath 10 million. Of course, guys, it's going to filter out the search, and it's going to have a lot of open bids. But of course, this method is mainly for people who are struggling with winning cards on open bid, and we're going to go to the 59th minute to see if we can pick up a snipe. So guys, a question I get a lot of regarding this method: when is the best time to do it? And the best time to do this method is after 6 p.m. because it's prime time in the UK, and it obviously naturally means that if there's more users on the game, there's going to be more cards on the game. So therefore, there's going to be greater chance of picking up some cards. So we're in the 59th minute, and again, guys, we're going to be looking at players that we're who represent decent value, and to see whether we can pick up a snipe. And obviously, there's a couple of cards here, so we're going to look at Havertz as an example. So guys, if you're struggling to, if you haven't understood price fluctuations and whether this would be a good deal or not, again, just go over to footbin and we shall have a look. So Havertz, how much does Havertz go for? The 85 UC Team of the Year nominee, and he goes for 16,750 coins in a normal. So more than likely, this card would not represent a good deal. So what I would do, again, I would back out, go maybe to shadow, or just adjust the pricing accordingly on the hunter filter, and then I will go back to 59th minute and see if there's any other deals, and then look on footbin again until you start to understand player prices. Just heading over to my transfer list, guys, because obviously, of course, I want to show you if I pick up any deals. So obviously, prior to me filming, I picked up this hunter, James Maddison, 84, who's in the current team of the week, I think, and I bought him for around about 18,000 coins, and I ended up selling him in a hunter for 26,000 coins, and that was around about an 8k profit before tax, so around about 5,500 to 6,000 coins after tax. And of course, guys, I get a lot of questions again regarding when I sell a player, why does it go to basic? As you can see here, I sold an Adama Traore for 110,000, which I'm going to be which I'll explain the method later in the video. But I've got another Adama Traore here for 110,000. When this card sells, it actually sells like the game will just glitch out and it will convert it back to a basic. But I did, in fact, sell this Adama Traore in a hunter. So guys, we're going to cover the basics of icon trading. I haven't really jumped into icon trading too much on my channel because I'm just trying to understand the audience, and I know the majority of my audience don't have that many coins, but I'm getting quite a lot more questions regarding icons, so I thought I'd jump into it. And there's a number of ways of trading with icons, so I'm going to try and cover as many icon trading methods as I can in this little section. So the first icon trading method for me is going to be trading on an hourly basis, because the thing is with icons fluctuate so much, because obviously they're a lot rarer than normal special cards, and obviously, of course, gold cards, because they're in packs permanently. And of course, it's a lot harder to pack an icon. Therefore, obviously prices just fluctuate more. So how I would do it is, again, the pricing filter, as you saw, was 250,000 max price, which just shows you there, and 250,000 minimum buy it now. And again, all you would do, you will search, and you just want to look at some cards that are on open bid. So of course, Ian Rush has got an open bid of 243,000, but unfortunately he's got a buy it now 270,000. So you can imagine that won't be a great deal, because the maximum current bid and the buy it now are too close together. So let's have a look at one. And of course, we've got a Ravel and Rycod that I searched just before I started filming this little section. And as you can see, the start price was really low, 64,500, 170,000 current bid, and a 400,000 buy it now. So what I would do, I would of course add it to the transfer targets, and it is Baby Ravel. So all you would do is then look on the market and just to see how much a Baby Ravel goes for. So how much does Baby Ravel go for? And by the looks of it, it's going to be, that's the prime Ravel, my bad. So Ravel goes for around about 180,000. So that card that was up to 170,000 wasn't actually a very good example. But as you can see, all you would do, you find an open bid and then try and see how much it would go for that in an hour. So what we're going to do is going to go to Frank Rijkaard, the baby, to actually see how much that card actually goes for. So how much does Frank Rijkaard go for? The baby version, and it looks like he's going for around about 245,000 coins. So the cheapest right now is of course 240,000. So all you would do, you should then back out, and you'd know that he goes for 240,000, and you'd then go to your watch list. So this is 3 minutes out. I'm not going to wait the whole 3 minutes to show you, but we know he goes for 240,000. The only problem with trading with icons, and in fact higher price cards, is of course you're paying more for tax. So at 240,000 coins, you're looking at around about a 12k EA tax. So we've got to take that into account when we sell a card. So let's do 240. So we're looking at around about 228,000 is the maximum, we could buy to sort of break even. So if we could pick this card up for potentially 220,000 and below, which would make it worth it, then we'll know we could sell this card for around about 240k, therefore making more coins. Moving on to the second variation of icon trading, and the filter is going to be special, basic, of course icons, maximum price 10 million, and maximum buy it now 500,000 coins. And the reason why we're trading with basic, because generally basic cards, when they come out of packs, go for more than cards that are already been used, that people have played games with, because people, when they buy cards, some people actually like to play with cards that haven't been used before. And we're trading with 500,000 buy it now, and that is because we don't want to use too much of our coins. If you've only got 1 million coins, you don't want to be bidding for cards that are 500, 600, 700k, because that is a good fair chunk of your coins. So this method is mainly for people that are beginning to understand or want to develop an understanding of icon prices. And if you do understand it, it's a very good chance of making coins, a very good way of making coins, because of the fact that you understand prices and you can snipe them. And if you don't know, Run the Foot Market uses this method quite a lot. So what you do, you go to the 59th minute and you just want to observe. If you don't really know player prices, of course you can use Footbin as a tool. So we're just going to have a look at Bobby Moore just to see how much he goes for. And I'm pretty sure this is Bobby Moore's 92. So Bobby Moore 92 goes for 385k. So by the looks of it, this is not a good deal, because of course he goes for 385, which is less. So let's just have a look. Ryan Giggs. Let's have a look at Ryan Giggs. I think this is Ryan Giggs' prime as well. Ryan Giggs 92 goes for 450,000 coins. That was actually just been listed 51 minutes ago. He actually goes for around about 490. So again, this ain't a great deal. But of course, the more cards you search up, guys, you'll start to develop an understanding of player prices, and you'll be able to snipe one. So the next trading method I'm going to show you guys is reverting back to informed trading, but it's going to be a little bit more specific and a little bit of a higher budget. And it's the way I actually picked up Andrew Robertson. I picked up for around about 145k, selling for 160, and it's how I picked up these Adama Traores for around about 95k each. And we ended up selling one for 110. We haven't quite sold the other, but for those two cards, we made around about 20,000 coins profit. And all you're going to want to do is the search is going to be quality special, Hunter, 50,000 minimum price, 80,000 maximum price, and 100 minimum buy it now. And what we're going to be looking for, guys, is trying to trade with players a little bit more top tier, a little bit more expensive. And again, it's all about the open bids. So the kind of cards you can pick up on here is like icons, really high rated special cards. So I know Mahrez goes for around about 64k, so I'm going to add him to the transfer targets. Is there any other cards that I could do in the first hour? And I just went past him and come back to him, Lewandowski 91. And of course, what you can do, guys, is just go further down to the 59th minute, and you'll see, look, icons upon icons. And if you've got the capabilities, guys, because if you've got the coins, then of course you're able to add these icons onto your watch list and then wait for them to see. So let's just see how much a Stoichkov goes for. So let's just see Stoichkov. I think it was the baby one, if I'm correct. So the Stoichkov that I added to the transfer targets, it wasn't the baby, it was actually the middle. He goes for, it looks like, around about 680k. So if we wanted to sell this card at around about 680, 675k, again, we've got to bear in mind, guys, the tax on these cards are very expensive. So it's going to be around about 30 odd k. So if we could pick this card up for around about 620, or if his price fluctuates later in the day, that it goes down to 620 on an open bid or a buy it now, then I know that I could probably sell this card at a certain time of the day at around about 680,000 coins. Again, the second variation of this method is, of course, just change it from Hunter to Shadow. Same price fit was 50,000, 80,000, 100,000 minimum buy it now. And again, you're looking for open bids. For Wan-Bissaka, there's two Wan-Bissakas here. One's at a 50k. Current bid. I know this card goes for around about 63,000, and you know that earlier on in the video that Laporte that sold for 80,000. We've got one here, 42 minutes remaining. He's got an open bid start price of 70,000. Again, more icons, and that's what you do, guys. You're just going to search through the filters, and of course what you can do, you can use other methods, maybe the sniping one combined with this one, whilst you're waiting for these cards to run down that you can try and win them on open bid. You're using other methods to make more coins as you wait for these cards. So I wanted to show you that I actually picked up a Riyad Mahrez using that method that we just used, and I like to show a little bit of context and proof regarding trading methods when I can. It's not always possible to show proof when recording a video because of course the cards might not be there, or there's not enough listings that are coming to an end. So we ended up picking up this Riyad Mahrez for 55.5k. We're going to be able to sell this card on for around about 64,000. So I just wanted to show you guys that there, proof within the pudding kind of thing, just so it shows you a bit of context. And also, we actually just sold the Adama Traore for 110,000 coins. And that's just a small tip I want to tell you guys. That's not really relevant to the video. If your card is the cheapest on the market, keep listing it, it will eventually sell. So the next trading method, guys, I'm actually going to need footbin because I need to show you sort of like graph, etc., how cards react to certain type of situations. And for this trading method, it's actually going to be trading with cards that actually get a new inform. And in order to do this, they actually need to have an inform already. And also, this is sort of high risk, high reward. So again, you could lose a lot of coins, but you could also gain a lot of coins. And how to minimize the risk of losing a lot of coins is we want to be trading with meta players. Of course, Ben Yedder is a meta player this year. He was loved right at the beginning of the game. He actually got an 85 inform, and then he also got an 86 inform. So I'm going to show you how you can make coins off the fact that he got an 86 inform. So leading up to the first week of Christmas, it was around about the 20th, and he was around about 200,000 coins. That weekend, he obviously got a couple of goals. People started panicking because of the fact that he might get a new team of the week. And on Wednesday, he actually got confirmed that he was going to get a new team of the week. And he actually dropped down to a low of 160,000 coins. And the reason why he dropped to a low of 60,000 coins, again, people were panicking because they thought the new inform might only be around about 220, 230,000 coins. But in fact, they were wrong. If we actually go and look at how much the 86 was, on the first day of him coming out in packs, he was 377,000, and this was on the Wednesday. And if we go only a day later into Thursday, Friday, weekend league rewards is another subject that I can cover in another video. But basically, load of coins get injected into the market because people are playing FUT Champions. Therefore, he's a popular meta player. People wanted to use this card. He ended up going to around about 390, 413,000 coins. But if we refer back to the 85, he started creeping up. And the reason why he started creeping up, said this was the low 160. Come the Thursday, Friday, he was back up at 200,000 coins. And the reason why he was back up at 200,000 coins was the fact that people who started selling his card, anticipating that he was going to get another inform, because they wanted to try that inform card. But obviously that card was so expensive that they couldn't actually afford him. So what did they do? They just went and bought the old inform because they couldn't afford the new 86 one. So they ended up buying the 85 one because of the fact the 86 one was so expensive. This one just started to steadily climb. So of course, guys, this works really well with meta players. So if you was able to pick this card up at 160,000 coins, which was on the Wednesday, which was actually Christmas Day, it says 160,000 coins, but you might have been able to pick up a little bit cheaper on open bid for 145,000, 150,000. You had the opportunity to sell this card at 200,000 coins only a couple of days later, making around about 30,000 coins card. Now let's show you another example. So the next example I'm going to show you guys is Rafael Varane, and he had a very similar graph path to Ben Yedder. He didn't climb as much after, but he still had a very similar path. So let's just go to Rafael Varane's graph. So Rafael Varane on the 3rd of January was 330,000 coins. He played in a game for Real Madrid on the Saturday. He ended up scoring a goal. They won 3-1. And because, you know, normally when defenders score, there's normally a possibility, especially if they win the game or a match-winning goal or whatever it is, they could get an inform. So because he already had an inform, people were anticipating again, similar to Ben Yedder, right, this card could get another inform. So they started selling him. And he actually went down, come the Monday, which is 2 days before actually Team of the Week is released. He ended up going down to 263k. Wednesday is the date that they confirmed Team of the Week's 3 PM on EA's Twitter. So come Wednesday, Tuesday, people obviously started buying some of the cards that got panic sold. He ended up going up to 283. But for example, if he was able to pick this card up at a 250, 255k and then selling it up at 283, you could have made around about 10 to 15k a card. But as you can see, the Varane 87 wasn't as expensive. It's not a 500 or 600k card. It's only around about 420,000 coins. So at the moment, it's flatlined to around about 258,000 coins, just because of the fact that Varane wasn't as expensive as people may have thought. I think the reason as to why Varane's price sort of stabilised at around about 260,000 coins was, of course, Team of the Year was in packs. The 87 Varane come in a week that Team of the Year was in packs. So therefore, loads of people are opening packs. More supply in the market means his price was lower. Had it not been a Team of the Year week, then maybe Varane's price 87 might have been a little bit higher, which would have reflected in this 86 maybe being a little bit more expensive, because what would have happened is that the people that were panic selling would have seen that the 87 was far too expensive and they can't try them out, that they'd just buy the 86 back. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for the support. We're about to hit 4.4k subscribers. The madness, like the growth has been absolutely crazy. Like I'm astounded. But thank you so much again. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, maybe consider giving it a like, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later, guys.